With the announcement of Metroid Dread and the development of Metroid Prime still underway, there has never been a better time to be a Metroid fan. This franchise, I have to say, is my first series I got into as a young gamer, at the young age of 6 years old. When we first rented Super Metroid back on the SNES in 1994, it was like nothing I had played up to that point. The environments made you feel isolated and alone. You could go back to any part of the map when you wanted. You got upgrades that expanded your traversal as well as your combat skills. The monsters. My god, the monsters scared me to death. Even now as an adult, hearing that theme when Mother Brain emerges from the ground still sends chills to my spine. Then, when you finally lay the smack down on her with the hyper beam, you barely escape to your gunship to see Samus make a heroic retreat, blowing up Planet Zebes apart for the last time, and getting a see you next mission still gives me goosebumps and a tear to my eye. I love this franchise, and I'm so happy that Nintendo is bringing it back and showing it love other than just slapping Samus into another Super Smash Bros. Video game. So, you want to get into Metroid. It's not what this video is going to be about. I am a huge Metroid fan, and I've seen a lot of videos saying, like, you want to get into Metroid. How do you get into Metroid? Metroid Dread just got announced. How do you know what to do, you know, when you want to play this game and, you know, keep up with the story and catch up on the story and all the adventures of Samus Aran? And I'm happy. I'm very happy because now people are starting to really get into Metroid ever since the 5th game just got announced on the Switch, which I'm so excited for. I will get into that game in a minute, but yeah, people are starting to really give Metroid the, you know, the attention that it's so, you know, it needs it. It really does need it because Metroid doesn't do good in Japan. Every time one comes out, it doesn't sell that well, and I think it does well here in the States. I know that Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS barely broke 500,000 sales, but I attribute that to the fact that the 3DS was on its way out and the Switch had just came out and everybody was like really excited for the Switch, and you release this game on a dying handheld platform. So I think that's the reason why Samus Returns didn't do good. So with that out of the way, I just want to show you guys my Samus Aran is one of my favorite video game characters of all time. Like I said in the intro, this is like the first franchise I ever got into as a young kid. Like everything about it just intrigued me. The fact that the environments were so quiet and desolate, and these creatures would come and attack you, and you could upgrade her, and she would look more badass as you got through the game. And by the time the game was done, she was like this power, like this wrecking machine of just destruction. And the enemies were no slouches, like Mother Brain, like I said, still scares me to this day with that theme, and everything about it just intrigued me as a child. I don't know why. I must have been like a messed up kid, because like even though it was scary, I liked it. It was awesome. I was like, I need to see more of this. And so I just got really into the series at the young age of 6, and like I waited so long between Super Metroid and Metroid Prime. You know, by the time Metroid Prime came out, I was a teenager. You know, I was like, holy crap, they're making a new Metroid game. Gotta get it. Gotta jump on it. So I want to show you guys every Metroid game that I own and give you my quick thoughts about it. And here we go. So starting off, we're going to talk about this one. This is Metroid Prime 2 Echoes for the Nintendo GameCube. This game, I like it. I don't like it as much as the first one, only because it's really hard. I won't say it's like really hard, but it can be more difficult than the original. Some points about it, this one's different because you have to collect ammo for Samus's gun cannon. Like, she has light and dark energy that she shoots out from her gun beam, and you gotta use light ammunition to kill dark enemies and dark energy to kill light enemies, and you know, you gotta switch it up. And not only that, you have to solve puzzles in 2 different like dimensions, light dimension and dark dimension. So if you solve a puzzle in one part of the map, you gotta go back to that part of the map in the dark or light or vice versa and solve it like a different puzzle. So this game can test your patience quite a bit. It's a really great game. I like it. I like it a lot. It's my least favorite in the trilogy of Prime. But yeah, I do have fond memories. I remember the one of the bad guys in this game made me so mad back when I was playing it when I was like 15 or 16. I forgot, it was like some robotic enemy where like he had to like shoot his antennas, but I didn't know you had to like switch visors. to like see his invisible antennas that you had to shoot it, and I was like racking my brain for hours. I was like, why isn't he dying? And like I got so mad I turned the game off and I went for a jog because the game frustrated me so much, and I came back with a clearer headspace and I finally beat him. But yeah, I do like this game quite a bit. Next up is Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. And by the way, you can get these in the trilogy. The trilogy is kind of hard to find. It's really rare. Like if you go on eBay right now, it's really, really expensive. But all 3 games are included in the trilogy, but I have them separately. But also, I believe you can get the trilogy on the Wii U eShop. So if you want to, you can go get it there for like 19 bucks, as opposed to the like $200 you would pay on eBay. But this one's interesting too, because this one is about Samus being corrupted by, I forget what, it's like this blue stuff. I forget what it's called. It's been Phazon. And I don't remember that because it sounded like Phazon Love and Donald Phazon, and that's how I remembered it as a kid. I was like, it's like that guy from Clueless or the dude from Friday. But it's like this blue stuff called Phazon. It corrupts her. It makes her more powerful. She can shoot like hyper beams out of her wrist, and it's really cool. I like this one a lot because it does use, it's on the Wii this time, it's not on the GameCube. And you know, you gotta aim, you know, with the Wiimote and all that kind of stuff. It's very intuitive, and you can do other things like you can like whip out your grapple beam and like pull shields off the enemies. I may play through this one again, and I may review it. Who knows? I might end up liking it better than I did back then. But I do like this game quite a bit. I like it better than 2. Not as quite as 1, which I'm about to talk about right now. Metroid Prime, the original on the GameCube. This game is the one that brought Samus back, because she was in a long hiatus from 1994 to 2002. We didn't hear anything from Samus before this game came out. Like, we saw her in Smash Brothers, and that was it. That's all we had at that point. Like, the last time we saw her was in 2D on Super Nintendo, and for one of the greatest games of that, you know, of all time and of that era, the 16-bit era, it's just so weird that we didn't get anything on Nintendo 64 except for a Smash Brothers spot, and that's it. And when this game came out, it was a big, huge deal. This is still my original copy from 2002. I didn't like rebuy these. Like I've had this since 2002, in great shape and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this one is the first one with first-person view mode, and everyone was so skeptical about, you know, like, how can you take Metroid and make it, you know, first-person view? Because they had a demo from 2001 at Space World where Nintendo showed off a third-person view mode, and that would look more traditional, like, you know, that we were used to, or what we would expect from a 3D Metroid at that time. But then some stuff happened as far as Metroid Prime. I would recommend you going to go check out Matt McMuscle's video on what happened with Metroid Prime and see, you know, the whole development cycle of that. That was a whole crazy story. But yeah, this is the first one that was in 3D first-person view mode that, you know, pretty much made Metroid like a 3D AAA title, you know, at that time frame of like 2002 of games like Halo and stuff like that. And I love this game. This game is so much fun. This is my favorite in the Prime trilogy. I can play this one over and over again. I think the ones I like the best are 1 and 3. I could play those over and over again. 2, not so much. Like I said before, it's really, really hard. But the original is if you haven't played any of these, I'd say pick up the original and 3. And then if you like them that much, go get 2. If you should be able to find it easily on eBay. It's not that hard to find. It's a really pretty much a common game. But yeah, I do like Metroid Prime a lot, and this is my original copy. This is also my original copy of 3. I don't know if I showed it off when I was talking about it, but this is my original copy of 3, and my original copy of 2 with the holographic cover on it. And yeah, these games are awesome. You should be able to pick them up pretty easily on eBay. So go get them if you haven't played them, or go buy them on the eShop on Wii U if you have a Wii U. Next up is one of my all-time favorite games of all time. It's Metroid Fusion. I don't have the box, and yes, this is a legit copy. It's got the little sticker thing on there, because you gotta be careful with Game Boy Advance games. Game Boy Advance games, they make a lot of unauthentic versions that are like fake, and the reason why you don't want to have a fake version is because after a while, the battery, if it has a save feature in it, it'll die, and your save will be corrupted, and you gotta start all over again. And you know, who wants that? Nobody wants that. So this is an original copy. I don't have the box or the book. I got this from a friend a long time ago. So a little bit about this game. Metroid Fusion came out at the same time as Metroid Prime in 2002. Yeah, you had 2 Metroid games come out at the same time. It's crazy. And this is actually the official sequel to Super Metroid. It's known as Metroid 4. You know, other than its more known title, Metroid Fusion. But this is the 4th game in the series. Samus gets corrupted again by a new parasite called the X, where it breaks down her suit. She almost gets killed. Only reason why she survives is because they create a vaccine through a Metroid, the baby Metroid from Super Metroid, and she lives through that. And you gotta find, and the interesting thing about this one is that you have to traverse the world, but you're being hunted at the same time. Kind of like Metroid Dread with, you know, the Emmy bots. But this time it's by the S8X. What happens is that the X parasite pretty much mimics you and takes your suit and your powers and uses it against you. And throughout the whole entire game, you gotta run away. And it's weird. It's a crazy dynamic because you go from being Samus, like this complete badass who can destroy anything on her path, to now she's resorted to having to run away and fight another day every time this thing enters the room. And it's so scary when she enters this room because like the music will go away and she'll just be stalking the room waiting for you to slip up so she can just give chase, and she'll wreck you real quick, especially in the beginning of the game before you get any of the like Varia or gravity suit effects. Because you don't get the actual suit, you get the effect of the suit. Like your suit does change color, but you don't get like the big shoulder pads and stuff like that, like on Super Metroid. So before you get upgraded, she can wreck you real quick. But the cool thing about this game is that you gotta build yourself up. You gotta get like the ice missiles, you gotta get the power bomb, you gotta get the speed boots, you gotta get the screw attack, and then when you're finally ready, at the end, you get that plasma beam. You are able to wreck her so bad, and like, you know, it's like you gotta go in there and be like, I'm the real Samus. You're just a copy, and you gotta go in there. You gotta, you just gotta beat the crap out of her. It's such a satisfying game. I love this game. I love the music. Some people don't like it as much as Super Metroid because they say like it helps you, it strings you along a lot. Like it helps you to it holds your hand a little bit more than Super Metroid. Like Super Metroid, they don't tell you where to go at all. In this game, you have a computer by the name of Adam, which is named after Samus's old CO, Adam Malkovich, and he pretty much gives you updates as to where to go, when to go there. But the game still leaves it up to you on how to get there, because sometimes he'll tell you you gotta go to X room, but it's blocked off by something. You gotta find your way in that room. That's what I like about this game. And plus, I love the color palette of this game. I love the color palette of this game so much. And that's another thing I want to hit on. I know I'm ranting quite a bit, but I remember I was watching the Gaming Brit, and he talked about Samus Returns on the DS and said how on the 3DS, and said how colorful it was, and that Metroid's supposed to be dark and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, dude, have you not played Metroid Fusion? This game is full of colors. Like, even her suit is colorful. Like, I don't know what he was talking about with that. I don't know. I guess he was just ragging on the game. But this is one of my favorite games of all time. I can play this game over and over and over again. I love this game. I should do like a ranking for these. I'll probably do that in another video. Next up, Metroid Zero Mission. This game has it's gone up in price quite a bit on eBay, as all things do, as far as like, third party or aftermarket sales or whatever you want to call it. I don't know why things on eBay cost so much now. Like if it's old and it's got some value, they're gonna price gouge you. This game is quite expensive now. Like it's like $100 loose cartridge, and I got this at this old place called Rhino Games here in Georgia, and I think it cost me like $20. That was it. And this is an authentic version. As you can see, the little, I can get that on camera, little number badge on there. Because real Game Boy Advance games, they had like a little indentation with the number on it. That's how you can tell it's a real Game Boy Advance game and not a fake. But I love this game. What it is a remake of Metroid. So you don't have to play the original Metroid anymore to get the full story. It pretty much makes the original obsolete. Like, if you want to go back and play the original, which I did, I played it way back in the day. I did play it on an emulator, I ain't gonna lie, because that game is hard, and it's confusing, and all the levels look the same. And so I did use save states to beat the original Metroid back in the day, before Metroid Prime came out. But this game is so much better than the original. You don't need the original anymore if you have this game. It's like Metroid and Super Metroid had a baby, and this popped out, and it's got everything. It's got the old music from Metroid. It's got your battle with Kraid and Ridley. And if you don't know what happens at the end, I won't spoil it for you if you haven't played it, because you could play Metroid and Metroid. You can play Zero Mission and Metroid Fusion on the Wii U eShop. You can download those for like $7 if you want to catch up on these games. And I love this game. This game is awesome. It's one of my, like I said, one of my favorite games of all time. There's another one I could play over and over again. I absolutely love Metroid Zero Mission, one of the greatest games that has ever been graced on the Game Boy Advance or any console. My only problem with these two games, the Game Boy Advance games, they're not particularly long, especially Zero Mission. Zero Mission is not very long. It's like 13, 12 hours. Even if you kind of know where you're going and you kind of get lost on the way, it won't take you long to beat it. It really won't. Super Metroid is a little bit longer. It's a little bit beefier. It's about like, I'll say like 15 hours, something like that. But these are short, but they're replayable as hell, and that's, you know, that's a good thing. Next up is the Black Sheep. Not a lot of people like this game. It's Metroid Other M. Where do I begin with this one? It was a weird time in 2010. It was Nintendo and Tecmo, the Ninja Gaiden guys. Yeah, and I believe Team Ninja worked on this. The guys who made Dead or Alive and Ninja Gaiden, and it shows because like it's very flashy. You can dodge. It's very dynamic with the camera angles. It's very cinematic. A lot of talking in this one. That's different from Metroid. Samus actually has a voice. Like the Nintendo characters never talk. Like Link, Mario, they don't talk. Zelda's just started talking on Breath of the Wild, and this predates that game by what? Let me see, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, by 7 years. 7 years, and Samus was already talking. So those are the things I do like about it. Now, a lot of people don't like this game. I don't think it's a terrible game. I don't think that Zero Mission, I got Zero Mission on the brain. I don't think Other M is an awful game. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I found it fun. Is it short? Yes. Is it stupid that you don't get energy pickups when you kill bad guys? Yes. But it is fun because it does show the flashier side of Samus, where she gets to dodge out of stuff and get to look cool while she's killing, like you see in the cinematics. Like you actually can do that in this game. Is it perfect? No, I didn't like the story. I didn't like the story at all. And I think that's what plagues this game. People remember the fact that she looks so scared when she goes up against Ridley, which is a character that she had killed like twice up to this point in the series, and she's afraid of Ridley. And you know the famous scene where she gets afraid and she's like, "Oh my God, really?" And she falls on the ground. She's like paralyzed with fear. And I'm like, Samus, you killed this guy already. Why are you afraid of him? That was what really bothered me. And it's supposed to be like a direct sequel to Super Metroid. Like it's supposed to pick up like right after Super Metroid. I think the thing that people don't like about it is that it played on nostalgia too much. Like you could fight Phantom from Super Metroid. I don't even know why he's there. He doesn't need to be there. He's already dead. You gotta fight like his ghost. He's like a bonus boss fight. But it's not a terrible game. It's got a weird control scheme. You gotta use the Wiimote, but you gotta hold it sideways like that, like an old NES controller. It's not particularly hard. And for some reason, you can't use any of your weapons and stuff until your boss, Adam Malkovich. Yeah, Adam Malkovich is alive in this one. This takes place before he dies, so you know, you can't use any of your weapons until he gives the okay that, you know, that you can do it, because she's so dangerous. And that's the only thing. I think if they were to give like a better reason as to why you can't use your weapons again, like they do in every other Metroid game, and if the game didn't show Samus to be like, you know, afraid of Ridley and kind of like this weakened person compared to Adam, then I think this would have got a better send-off, or you know, a better reaction from the Metroid fans. But it's not a bad game. It's not very expensive either. You can find this thing easy on eBay. If you're curious, I'd say pick it up if you never played it before. It's like Ninja Gaiden with Metroid. It's pretty fun. I like it. If I had to give it a score, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's not terrible. It's not as bad as people say it is. I still think this game's pretty good. This one has eluded some people because they didn't know this one existed. Like I said, it got released on a dying console in 2017. It's Metroid Samus Returns. Yeah, look at that holographic cover. That iconic stance of Samus sitting there like on Metroid 2, the original. Again, if you do not, have not played the original Metroid, I like that one. I don't really like that. I respect the point of this, but I don't like it. finally, the granddaddy of them all. This is my original copy of Super Metroid from 1990. My dad got this for me back in 1996. I used to have the boxing book. It's long gone now. But I remember I used to have a it was a Super Nintendo Star Fox poster on the back of the Metroid poster. You turn over, it'd be Fox McCloud and all his puppet glory from 1993. And yeah, what can I say about this game that hasn't been said? I mean, everyone's covered this game up to this point. Everyone knows Super Metroid. Everybody knows. Even if you're a gamer and you know gaming a little bit, you've at least heard of this game. And it's got it all. It's got giant maps, scary monsters, scary music, awesome music, great upgrades, replayability. This game solidified Samus as one of the greatest heroes of all time in video game history, and I love it. Funny story about this game, my brother tricked me into getting this game because I think back in the day, my dad had bought him a game called Art of Fighting by SNK. That port wasn't by SNK, the port was by Takara. But he also wanted Super Metroid, and he was like, well, I can't get another game because Dad has already bought me a game, but he hasn't bought Anthony a game. And he's like, Anthony, don't you want a game? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I want. I think I wanted like Ninja Turtles at that point, like Turtles in Time or something like that. Or I think like Mega Man X or something like that. And he was like, no, you want Super Metroid. I'm like, I do? He's like, yeah, you want Super Metroid. I'm like, oh, okay, I want Super Metroid. And at that point, we had already rented it. And I did like it quite a bit, but I didn't want to buy it back then because the game scared me. But he told my dad that I wanted it, and we bought it. And I took it home, and we played it, and you know, I got stuck, and it wasn't until like a couple years later, like I want to say like 2 or 3 years later, where I really got into this game. And we first moved to Georgia, and I played this game to death. I think my brother beat it like under 2 hours, and he got like the special ending where Samus, like, you know, you can see her out of the power suit. But I love this game. This game's very sentimental to me. Like I said, this is my original copy from back in the day. That awesome cover where Samus shooting Ridley right in his jaw. I love this game. What can I say? Like I said, huge Metroid fan. All these games. Where are you? All these right here. Like I said, I love this franchise. I'm so glad that it's back, and I'm not complaining that she's only showing up in Smash Bros. But it does make me mad because I'm like, Samus is so much more than the Smash Brothers, y'all. Like, she's like, her games are more than just Smash Brothers. So I'm glad that Nintendo does this, you know, that they're actually making another one. And everybody, please buy Metroid Dread, buy the game, let Nintendo know that we want more Metroid. Let them know, okay? With your wallets, buy this game. And another thing, because this is going to be kind of a long video, I'm going to make it short and sweet and to the point. I got to go get something, so I'm going to cut it here and then we'll be back. All right, and I'm back. So Metroid Dread has got a special edition. It got announced at Nintendo's E3 press conference during Nintendo Direct. It's coming out October 8th. I cannot wait for this game. It looks incredible. It looks so beautiful. Oh my god, it's such a beautifully looking game. Now, they have a special edition out for it, and it's sold out everywhere, and people on eBay are being jerks and selling it for twice as much. It goes for $89. But they're selling it on eBay for like $200, $150, $120. I looked online. I couldn't find a special edition. And I went to GameStop, and the guy there was like, yeah, we don't have any. So I went to another GameStop in my town. And this guy's always been pretty cool with me. I actually got a free copy of Horizon Zero Dawn from him after they sold my copy of Breath of the Wild without me knowing that I had on reserve. So I went to him and I was like, you guys gonna have any special editions coming in? He was like, I think we got one. I was like, oh, you got one? And he was like, yeah, I'll just order it for you through the website. And he was like, if you could just, you know, put some money down on it, you know, we'll reserve it for you. And they did. And I got like this little piece of paper right here with the receipt and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to show my address, but yeah, I'm covering all that. I'm covering all this. I don't want my information getting out, but there's a little picture of the special edition of Metroid Dread, and yeah, that's it. I'm getting Metroid Dread, the special edition, and I'm happy about that. And I'm covering all this up because I want people to get my address. But yeah, and I'm happy because I know I can get the special edition, and not that I'm not going, not that it's important to me, but I'm glad I was able that he looked out for me and got me that. So I am getting a special edition. It's going to get mailed to my house. Like I said, I'm a huge Metroid fan. I don't usually buy special editions, but I'm like, for something like this, something that never happens, Metroid, that never happens. Like we almost never get a Metroid game nowadays. Like in this time of like, Far Cry's and NFL 2Ks and WWE 2Ks and Call of Duties and even Resident Evil, like, even Resident Evil's gone that route of like releasing like almost yearly and stuff like that. Like we never get Metroid. I'm so glad it's back. Let them know that we want more Metroid, y'all. Okay, this is like a public service announcement from me, Adorkable Ant. Let everybody know, let Nintendo know that you want more Metroid. Okay. With that, this has been Adorkable Ant. I will be back with another video and try to be more consistent with this stuff because I do like doing these videos. So you guys take care and keep playing Metroid. You guys take care. Peace out.